Raised bed gardening, one of the fastest growing, most popular ways to grow a garden in a small space, in a big space, doesn't really matter. Super versatile, amazing way to do things. We have had tons of success here in the homestead gardening. I'm sitting here in the 42-inch round VEGEGA garden bed. Amazing. More to come on that at the end of this video. Now, one of the very first things that I ever added into the garden when we thought about starting to grow our own food was this garden bed here. I built this for myself from white pine wood and some panels, roofing panels, galvanized metal roofing panels. And it's been the greatest thing. We've had the most success gardening in a raised bed. And the reason is it changes everything. It allows you to control your environment. You can set it to the heights that you want. Maybe you have a disability, maybe you're older, maybe you can't function in something really low. The sky's the limit in terms of raised beds. You could certainly buy them in the same fashion, get them all different shapes and sizes, things to fit your garden space. Not only make them aesthetic, but make them easier to work on. And the easier it is to work in a garden, the more you're going to do with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Growing in ground is fantastic if you've got the space, if you've got the time. If you've seen the last video, Kate and I are actually trying to work really, really hard to develop the ground that we have to grow in ground. Unfortunately, we have red clay. It's old property. It's washed out. If you've got property that has tons of organic material, you have a loose, maybe sandier loam, you have good drainage, you have good sunlight. It's a great location. You have great sunlight in all patterns throughout all seasons. Then that's perfect for you. If you're trying to grow in something like we are, it's great, you can do it, and it's great to challenge yourself. But if you want to grow quickly and you want to be able to feed your family quicker, grow your own food, then something like pots, something like grow bags, or something like raised bed gardening is probably going to be better for you. It's a little bit more versatile, it's easier to set up, quicker to set up, less back-breaking labor if you have terrible land like we do, and you can have tons of control with these. You could build your own in various types of shapes and sizes. You could buy them, of course, like I said, and they're extremely versatile. You can move them around. You can take them with you. You can completely control the environment inside. You could put metal hoop houses over them. You can use it for shade cloth, and you can cover it with mosquito and bug netting, protect it from animals and pests. You can even have a greenhouse plastic cover on it and grow at different seasons, different environments. We filled this with all kinds of organic material. So in itself, it's its own contained environment that's still connected to the soil and the yard and the environment around it. So which is why we don't really need to do a lot other than maybe fill it, keep up with it, keep up with upkeep, monitor pests and things like that. We don't need to constantly change it. We don't need to till it. We don't really need to turn it over all that often. Just some minor things. You could even put ledges and things on these so you can sit down. Like I said, if you have any disabilities or it's tougher for you or you're older, you can make it really comfortable to work with. They're fantastic options for you. But today we're going to talk about the VEGEGA garden bed, specifically the 42-inch round that they've sent us to review. If you're interested in getting one of these, by the way, we do have a code in the bottom in the description box below that you can actually get a little bit of a discount. Without discount, these run you typically about 189 bucks. That's usual when it comes to garden beds. You can go cheaper depending on what you get. Maybe you go to the hardware store and you get something like a feed trough or something like that. You can use it. You can, like I said, build your own with all kinds of different budgets depending on what you decide to use. But honestly, I'm gonna let you know what I think about this bed. Now, Kate and I went back and forth on this. This particular one is orange. Now, that was not our first choice. We thought maybe it'd be like neon and off-putting, but honestly, it looks really nice. A lot of times these beds will come and you'll be able to change them. It'll be like a 4-in-1 or a 5-in-1, 6-in-1, 9-in-1, which makes things super versatile. The round ones, however, don't. And that's usual, that's typical of most companies. So this one is really no different. This particular bed, very easy to put together. I think most of these beds are fairly easy to put together. They did have a really nice instruction manual. Yes, Kate, I did look at the instruction manual. I did look at it for a little bit, briefly, and put this together. It does not weigh a ton. You can lift it, you can move it around. It is galvanized metal. These particular ones with VEGEGA seem to be colored, which is fine. It comes in like blues, grays, all kinds of stuff. So you can match and add a little bit of aesthetic to your garden space if you care about that kind of thing. A lot of times these come with, they'll just be bare metal. They're great, they're great. Now, originally when I was thinking about adding a garden bed, that was the question I had was, is the metal gonna heat up the soils, things like that? It really doesn't. This thing is pretty durable. I walked this all over the place. I wiggled it around. Now the bolts and screws on this one haven't been completely tightened because it isn't where we want to keep it yet. But all of these beds typically come with these covers here to protect you from sharp metal and things like that. But honestly, not even sharp, not even sharp. Maybe over time as it degrades a little bit, because eventually all things do, this will add a bit of protection. But this is a fairly durable, seems like leather. Easy to put on, just goes right on as you see, slips right on.
Or rubber.
It comes with a little bit extra material. I don't think it is rubber. I think it's more of like a...
It's like a leathery...
Like a pleather material, right?
Yeah.
Pleather, like inside of your car. So it's really good stuff. It's gone through a little bit of rain over the last couple of days and still looks great, holds up. You shouldn't see a lot of rust on these, although it can happen, but it is galvanized metal. Now, the biggest gripe we had was when these come, and it's not really an issue with the brand itself. Most of these things come like that, covered in this plastic material. I swear it took Kate and I like 10-15 minutes to peel this stupid plastic off. Again, not an issue with the company. Like I said, in the shipping, it protects the color, it protects the metal, keeps it from scratching. It is necessary, and a lot of companies do that to protect it in shipping, so it makes sense. But it is a pain in the neck, and you should decide accordingly. If you got that kind of time, you want to do it. I think maybe
it's not that bad.
Using like a heat gun or something next time, make it easier. Maybe melt the glue a little bit. But it is tedious. But again, not a problem with the material. It's just the nature of the beast when you're getting a raised bed, especially shipped to you in a package. The packaging was great. Everything was in it, and
it even came with a tool.
Came with a tool, and that's all you really need. It didn't take that long. How long would you think it took us to build it? Like
10 minutes, maybe?
Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at the most. Like, we live on a slope, so it's a little bit more of a pain in the neck to put it together. But you can use power tools if you want, but you don't need it. Everything goes in together, and it's fantastic. This is a really good height. I'm like 6 foot almost, 5'11". I can lean on this thing. I can easily work in this thing, as you can see, touch the dirt. Someone who's shorter than me, you don't have to bend down, which is good for gardening. That's the reason I built mine a little bit taller, was so that Grams and stuff could enjoy it. And I don't have to bend down all the time to get anything I need or add dirt into it. We still need to fill this. We're still actually trying to figure out where we want to put it. And we're going to do a complete video, a guide on how to fill these things and what to do so it doesn't cost you a fortune in dirt to fill this much space with some sort of medium, because it can get pricey. I don't know.
And it's way bigger than it actually looks on camera.
Watch the nits. All right. Honestly, this is a great buy. You never really know when it comes to things you buy online, or some of the more inexpensive things you buy online, such as Amazon. There are some good options on Amazon, but again, you never really know what you're going to get. We did get a greenhouse that was a little bit cheaper, and it was fantastic. It did the trick, but it broke down so fast. And right now, it's just a pile of a mess in our yard. We got one from Vivor, however, same thing on Amazon. It's a great garden bed. Hasn't broke a garden bed. A greenhouse hasn't broke down at all. It's been fantastic. And honestly, I'm happy they reached out. They did not pay us to review this. They just sent us this to look at. So I get to give you my honest opinion on something like this. But in general, garden bed gardening is some of the best ways to garden. Grow bags, pots are great for even smaller spaces, but if you have even the tiniest of a yard, you can pack so much grow space inside of that yard and still be able to enjoy it and grow food for your family, which right now, with the current economy and things like that, people are struggling to buy things. Also, you have a lot of issues with things that are growing weird. It's just better. And honestly, I've tried so many things that I absolutely despise and always have my whole life. Cantaloupe, for example. Can't stand it. Grew it myself in the garden. Delicious. Carrots, good for you. I hate them. Grew my own. They are fantastic. Fantastic. Cucumbers I don't like. Grew my own. They're wonderful. So honestly, there's something to it. There's something to it. There's something missing in the vegetables and fruits that we get in the stores today. And also, it's incredibly expensive to feed a family these days. So think about it. If you want to get started gardening, you want something easy and quick to set up and have a great time, garden bed gardening is the way to go. Garden bed gardening, pots and grow bags all day long. So if you're interested in getting this one or something similar, because they have a ton of options for you out there. Like I said, we will have a link in the description box below. Click on that link, take a look, see if it's something for you. We will have a discount code for you so you can save a little money if you happen to get one. Anyway, guys, we've got a ton of work to do in the garden. Much love to you all. As always, comment, like, subscribe. If you like the video, let me know what you think. If you want to see more like this, let me know and I'll make it happen for you. Okay, now I'll make it happen for you.
Yeah, and we'll give you an update of how this goes, because
Yeah.
we're going to be planting our winter crop soon.
Yeah, fall and winter. It's quickly approaching. The leaves are already starting to turn. The weather
Yep.
is changing. There's a goat.
Yeah, there's a goat. I don't know if the audio's picking that up, but there's a goat.
I don't know. As always, guys, stay strong.
Stay blessed.
Stay freaking savage, guys.
Love you guys.
Keep
God
on
bless.
gardening. Peace and love.